In this final short video in our series from the ECFA Minister's Tax and Financial Guide, we'll cover 7 key principles related to paying a minister's taxes. Number 1, tax withholding. Ministers are not subject to mandatory federal income tax withholding, and they are ineligible to have FICA-type Social Security tax withheld from their pay. So, may a minister have federal income tax withheld from pay on a non-mandatory basis, even enough to cover both the minister's federal income tax and self-employment Social Security tax obligation? That's a big question, and the good news is yes. A minister may have a voluntary withholding agreement with the employing church to cover federal income taxes, and the amount may be set high enough to also cover the self-employment Social Security tax liability. An agreement to withhold federal income taxes from a minister's salary should be in writing, although there's no required form for the agreement. It may be as simple as a letter from the minister to the church requesting that a specified amount be withheld as federal income taxes. Or a minister may request voluntary withholding by submitting a Form W-4 to the church and indicate an additional amount to be withheld in excess of the tax table amount. Even if a minister requests extra withholding to cover self-employment Social Security tax, the withheld amount must be reported as federal income tax withheld on Form W-2. Number 2, estimated taxes. If a minister does not have a voluntary federal income tax withholding agreement, the estimated tax method may be used to pay income and self-employment Social Security taxes. If estimated tax payments equal 90% of the tax liability for the previous year, a minister will generally avoid underpayment penalties. 1/4 of a minister's estimated income and self-employment Social Security taxes may be paid on the quarterly due dates of April 15th, June 15th, September 15th, and January 15th. Number 3, earned income credit. Many ministers qualify for the earned income credit. The program furnishes a basic benefit for families even when there are no dependent children. The fair rental value of a parsonage provided by the church is includable in the earned income calculation. Plus, a housing allowance designated by the church in relation to either a parsonage or minister-provided housing counts as earned income. However, fees received from activities such as weddings and funerals are not includable. If a minister has opted out of Social Security, neither the fair rental value of a parsonage or housing allowance designated is includable for earned income tax purposes. If a minister has opted out of Social Security, neither the fair rental value of a parsonage or housing allowance designated is includable for the earned income credit purposes. Number 4, extension of time to file. A minister may file Form 4868 to apply for a 6-month extension of time to file Form 1040. The extension must be filed by April 15th. The extension of time to file is not an extension of time to pay. Speaking of which, number 5, extension of time to pay. If a minister cannot pay the full amount of taxes due, the minister should pay as much as possible by the due date. In extreme hardship situations, a minister may file Form 1127, applying for a 6-month extension of time to pay taxes. Number 6, offers in compromise. An offer in compromise is an agreement between the taxpayer and the government that settles a tax liability for payment of less than the full amount of taxes owed. The IRS will generally accept an offer in compromise when it's unlikely that the tax liability can be collected in full and the amount offered reasonably reflects collection potential. The minister must file Form 656 with the IRS to start settlement consideration. Number 7, filing an amended return. A minister may file Form 1040X to amend a previously filed tax return, either to request a refund or to increase the tax due. Form 1040X must be filed within 3 years plus extensions after the date the original return was filed or within 2 years after the date the tax was paid, whichever is later. If Form 1040 was filed early, before April 15th, it is considered filed on the due date. A separate Form 1040X should be filed for each year being amended. Ministers should not forget to amend their state return also, if appropriate, when they amend their federal return. To wrap up, understanding the basic principles of how a minister pays income and Social Security taxes will serve a minister well. Thank you again for tuning into this short video series. I encourage you to visit the ECFA website and check out our annual Minister's Tax and Financial Guide publication for more information and stewardship tips in handling your taxes as a minister.